Greetings, 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 greetings. What's going on, everybody? Just thought I'd come through, send a shout out, see what's going on with everybody tonight. Um, Today's topic is going to be what is on your mind. And I know some of us, um, a lot of us don't have a lot of stuff on our mind. We just going with the flow. We just going with everything that's presented to us. And I know some of us. And I just want to say thank you for coming on that podcast. Just give people a little bit of time to come in. Uh, the topic is going to be what is on your mind. And sometimes people um, mind is very confusing. Some people mind is very of the life stresses that's on their mind. But through it all, still gotta lean on God and give God reverence. So I want to open it up to uh, the graduations. I see it all on the internet. I see it because I spoke about it last time, and I had a few phone calls tell me that I'm always judging. I'm always going back and forth. I'm always causing confusion about something. And you're not God. You can't judge nobody. You think you God or something. No, I don't think I'm God, but right is right and wrong is wrong, man. I mean, you know, and I just want to throw some out there. You know, I say broke people celebrate or go the extra mile for certain activities. And I say that it's because the kids of today are going to proms and a lot of them are graduating. And I said something last week about some of these kids are going to proms and graduating. Half of them can't even spell, half of them can't even read. And the parents know this, but for them to not embarrass their child or embarrass themselves, they will say, it don't matter, as long as he graduating, as long as he or she doing what they're supposed to be doing. Now, this child is going to be set up because in this life, you have to understand something. Either you're going to make something out of your life or you're going to let the streets take you. And I look at how some of these parents with the graduations, they go out and rent Teslas, they go out and rent BMWs, they go out here and rent all kinds of expensive cars. I saw a lady rented a Rolls Royce for a child. And sometimes parents doing these things just to satisfy their children. Half of them going to spend their mortgage money, half of them going to spend their rent money, their car note money, and sometimes their daycare money just to please their child. And this is the thing that I'm trying to understand is with these young kids, especially these young men that's growing up to be men. And to me, when I went to my prom, we was dressed decent. We had our haircuts. We had nice low haircuts. Um, we dressed to impress. These kids of today dress to make like their parents got it going on. And to me, I just look at it that parents are going through the max trying to please their child. And I want to say this, and I don't care if it hurts your feelings or not, but why you getting your child all this stuff, rented cars, you spending thousands and thousands of dollars on a suit, a fake chain, he grabbing and do you have any insurance on your kids? You know, these kids of today, they walk around with their hair nappy, like they just came off a plantation. And the parents go along with these kids. And you got kids that's 11, 12, or 13 years old walking around here nappy. I mean, just straight up B2B. And the parents, well, just give him what he wants. Just give him a temper taper. Just give him a fade, whatever he wants. What happened to the times where parents really discipline their children? The parents of today are worse off than the children. And then sometimes you look at parents or you look at the child and be like, I see where this child get this ignorance from. You got mamas now in their 30s, got more tattoos on their body, on their face. You got them fixed up like they straight Barbies, like they just came out the bag, ripped me out the bag. But yet your child is failing in school, and the school system don't care. They're just going to make sure they pass that child so that child can get out their face. And where the setup comes in is that if you don't have a decent education, you're going to fail in this society. And this is why a lot of young kids of today are angry, they frustrated. And I give kudos to the ones that are really doing their thing. There's a lot of young children out here are definitely doing their thing. And I want to sing a big high five. But it's a lot of them that don't want to do nothing. And you get the mothers let the child stay home, they're 18, 19, 20 years old, stay home, play video games, eat up all the food, and they're eating your baby snacks. But yet you're not saying nothing. And he said, if a child in their parent house and they smoke weed, that means that child does not have respect for you no more. That child lost all respect for you. You got parents allow the boy to have a girlfriend over the house. You got parents that agree with the girlfriend. She 16, 17, allow a boyfriend to spend the night. Oh, as long as he sleep on the couch. I remember, let me try something like that with my grandmother. My grandma would be like, are you crazy? Not in this house. And she used to say straight out her mouth, only screwing gonna be doing up in this house is me. So I don't know, it changed. And all they want to do is try to take from somebody else who worked hard their whole life from you got old heads that's in my age bracket, worked from the time they was 16. And a lot of them started getting up in age in their 50s, ready to retire soon. But it's like the children are getting younger and younger having kids. They getting real young now. They sometimes I think I saw some on the internet. A girl was 11 years old and the father's praising her. How my baby doing? How my daughter doing with my grandbaby? 11 years old. So this is what I'm saying. It has changed. And then you got some parents will say, you can't tell me how to raise my child, but yet he go out there in the streets and the system get them. And the system raise them and they teach them how to be wild animals. So once they get up in the cage, if you put a tiger in a cage for 6 months to a year or 2 years, that tiger anger is building. And this is why these young kids feel trapped, and this is why they're so angry. This is why they have no problem taking somebody's life because they're angry because they feel the anger of the world and they can't handle it because their parents have not showed them how to handle their stress, their anger, and their demeanor. A lot of parents of today are just letting their kids run over the house. They letting their kids run amok. And don't get me wrong, you have a lot of parents work their whole life, and a lot of parents of today have a lot of a top-notch clearance. And a lot of parents is not gonna sit up here and lose or mess around and lose their clearance behind a child. And sometimes the kids would they know this that they know their parents got a high clearance and they know they can run amok because they know their parents not gonna put their hands on them. They know their kids ain't gonna do nothing with them. And you got kids that's 9, 7, and 8 and 9 years old talking about they want to live in the hood. They listen to this drill music, all that drill music every day. It plays a part of because, for example, I remember before my conscious and my mindset came open, I just listened to number Tupac, and I noticed my demeanor changed, my spirit changed, my spirit got cold and wicked because why? It's because I was constantly listening to that music and it was changing me, and it made me look at people different, made me want to just go off on people. But I believe, I truly believe this drill music is driving our kids right into the ground. And this is why they quick to slide on somebody. And this is why parents of today, if you know your child can't fight, tell your child to get in some boxing class, do something creative. Instead of you encouraging your child, well, you 18, you gotta get out my house. You can't be here no more. What are we teaching our kids? Because you have to look at it. Back in my era, and I'm not old, but all the people like my grandmother, my grandfather, my uncles, my aunts, they used to tell me to be something or be somebody. You go work for a job. You got to work hard on the job. You got to be determined. You got to be faithful. But they never taught us how to be an entrepreneur. And I had a conversation earlier where that everybody might not want to be an entrepreneur. People just want to be ants. And an ant constantly works itself in the ground. An ant don't know how to stop working. An ant will work, 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 work. It don't know how to stop. But like I told her, I said, look, before you say you don't want to do something, and I tell my kids this, try it. And if you're not successful at it, then at least you say you can try it. But the kids of today, majority of them, are lazy. They can tell you how to work your phone. They can tell you how to work a video game, but they can't tell you two times two or how to spell run, how to spell cat, how to spell chair. And if you challenge them, they're gonna get mad. Man, let me ask me no stupid questions. And their parents know their kids. A lot of parents of today, they see failure in their kids. This why a lot of them don't want to discipline their children is because a lot of parents look at their children, they know they're gonna fail. They know they're gonna be dead or locked up. And I want to say to the parents that's getting ready for graduation with their kids, before you do all that, think. Get life insurance on your children. Get life insurance. Because if your kid want to be a fake thug, a fake street runner, a fake gangster, and all I know the gangsters are dead or locked up for 100 years. So, and let me tell you my experience. Being locked up, like when I got locked up in the 80s, it was rough then because you in a prison for somebody first time ever been locked up. You seeing this stuff, but fear sets in. Like I never been around this environment. It's out of my element. I don't know what to do, but I know I gotta watch my element or watch my surroundings so I won't do nothing to have somebody provoke me or I provoke them. The children of today, you all are filling up the jails at a rapid pace. The jails are filling up with a bunch of black children. Now they know they got to build jails for you. They are closing hospitals, but they're building more prisons. Why? Because this is how rich got rich. Free labor. This is why. See, you got to look at it. Like Trump and all his people that's around him, they got rich off the black people of our ancestors' backs. Do you understand that Trump grandfather, Trump father, he was racist. He was friends with the capital dude of the KKK. I forgot his name, David something. And this is why Trump have so much hate towards black people. If you ever ask a white person, why do you hate black people? Just ask them that question. They'll say, I don't know. I was taught that way. I'm gonna give my reason. And I could be wrong with my reason. I feel though that the white man hated the black man is because our ancestor was running through them one white women at a rapid speed. And back then, let's take a journey. Back when slavery was here, the white folks used to take the black babies, feed them for alligator bait, feed them for bait, and so they can get a huge catch. White folks are evil. And I want to clear this up. Not all white people are evil. You got evil in every race. But when it comes to white folks, they think of the hardest torture for you. They would find the way they used to do black people, they used to hang them from a tree while other black people are standing around. They cut the man's anatomy off, or they call bucking. They will hit his backside, no diddy. They would go in his backside in front of his wife and his children, his mother and his father. And you can't do nothing. This is why I say, watch your surrounding and watch the people that you keep close to you, because let me tell you something, you're always going to have house niggas. That's not going to go nowhere, because back then, who they used to kill Malcolm X? Black people, your own people. But you have to understand something. Racism was settled before Trump got in the White House. And now that he's opened the floodgates, now that the floodgates are open, now you're starting to see the little white girl you used to hang with, or the white dude you used to hang with, they get drunk and they were like, why you people just don't get over it? And this is what I say. That didn't just happen to them. That just been the whole time. They're looking for a reason to hate you. Look at the job. I just had a conversation that our parents did not teach us how to be entrepreneurs. They did not. They taught us how to be ants. And when you become adult, do you still carry that? I gotta work hard. I gotta work hard. But you working hard, and it's time for you to retire, and you drop dead a day before or a day after you retire. Now that money goes back to the state, and you work your whole life and have nothing to show for it. This is why I say, for people, that's why I commend people that's been locked up that come out and do the right thing. Because you got a lot of people that's been locked up. They know that the finish line is going to get changed for them. So I give kudos to them. But you got people of today are just lazy. They want everything given to them. Not all, some, because you do got some that really work hard. But you got some that just lazy. Like, I'll be honest with you. And I said it last week on my other segment I did. I agree with some of the stuff that Trump is doing. You know, like with Section 8. Now you got people, and we let's be honest. We know that majority of white folks are on welfare, Section 8, and food stamps and stuff like that. They are the ones that would give over the system, but yet they know if we try to get over on the system, we bring felony charges against us. But the thing about it is, if we don't, as a whole, realize what's going on, this man wanted this man wanted to deport black folks so bad. This is why he's trying to pass this law to where they suspend this law to where they can lock you up without due process. And the thing about it is, if we as black folks, I would think this would bring us together, but it seems like it's dividing us more and more. You got some black people that are woke that want to come together, but you know when they say we come together, we're gangs like the Black Panther. They had to dismantle them. It's because they was waking people conscious up. They was out feeding the community. They was protecting the women and the children. They was doing this stuff for the community. J. Edgar Hoover said, "No, we got to shut this down." And a lot of y'all don't even know that man was black. He had the same skin as Lena Horne. She didn't want to be recognized as black. You got Harry Belafonte, these light-skinned Negroes. You got all these people that's supposed to be great, but they never protected that next generation. You had them only looking out for them and their circle. Who would stand up to be a great leader for our black folks? We can't go with Farrakhan because he's just as worse as the rest of them. So my thing is, who would stand up to lead our people to the promised land? You don't have the spirit of Malcolm X anymore. You got more fruity tooty little Richie uh, spirits, fragile. And now you got to understand. Look at all our black men. Society says nothing wrong with our men. How can our women depend on our black men of today? How? You got all they want to do is smoke weed. All they want to act like claim a street that don't belong to them. I listen to this stuff and I don't understand you claiming a block that's not even yours. You doing something because you protecting a neighborhood. You selling drugs to your own people in the community just to gain money in your pocket. For example, back when I was selling drugs, and what made me realize I was killing my people, it took for me to be locked up to see I was hurting. Because back then, I didn't care if you had you was pregnant. I don't care you was black. I don't care if you was pink as a magic marker. Long as you got my 5, 10, 15, 20, 50, $100, I'm going to serve you. I'm going to do everything to get that money. I don't care quarters. I'm going to take it. But I didn't realize the damage I was doing to my community. I didn't understand it. Where do you think drugs come from? Where do you think these young kids are getting these switches from? Where do you think these kids getting these 100 rounds from? Where do you think these kids are getting these AKs from? You think they just pulling them out the sky? No, you got somebody that's in the government selling guns to these young kids in the back of an alley. If you look at the TV shows will tell you what's going on in America. America was raised on corruption. Do you see them selling guns in these rich neighborhoods? Do you see them selling drugs in rich neighborhoods? You won't see that. But they will come to the projects and let you be a test tube dummy. They will tell you that, hey, I got some new funnel out here that you should try. You don't know what's in that funnel. All you worry about how high you gonna get. But yet, in the next 5 to 10 years, you're not even gonna have no brain cells because you done smoked your whole life, and now you setting up in a place you're a vegetable. And the government is not gonna help you. The government is not your friend. The government is not here to come save you. You can see that how they try to take Medicare for millions of people. I don't understand how you continue to go ahead and rob, kill, and destroy your own kind. I should not be able to walk down the street and be afraid of my own people if I got some designer clothes on. I gotta worry about getting robbed. I shouldn't have to be scared of a YN. Who gave you that name? You have to look at it. The government is not here for you. The government is robbing us for their gain. The scriptures say the rich gonna get rich and the poor is gonna get poor. Back when I was coming up, you can buy a pair of Michael Jordans. I think it was probably like $60 to $70. Certain Jordans now cost about $3,000. This is why they put this stuff out because they know black people are not educated. They don't care if you got degrees. You still a nigger. Why you think you got these house niggas? Because they want to be accepted by another race who doesn't care about them. This is why you got so many house niggas that they would sell their family out just so they won't go back to the projects. All they got to do is offer you. So, for example, Pookie shot Ray Ray, and now the police gonna come into the projects and say, "Look, this man got a bounty here, a $10,000 bounty," and what that's gonna do? That's gonna cause you to snitch and telling you where Pookie is at. They know it's not going to take long to sell your own kind out. They give you a Happy Meal from McDonald's. They give you a number one, a Big Mac meal. You got your shirt, your hands inside your shirt. Because why? They know eventually you're going to snitch. You hung? All right, I tell you what, I'm going to go to McDonald's and I'm going to go get you something to eat. And we're going to have a conversation when I get back. Okay. And here it is. You snitching where Poo Poo live, where Ray Ray and all them stay at. And now you don't realize the cops ain't gonna save you. They're gonna put you right in a cell with a bunch of people. And you gotta remember, when I got locked up, it wasn't no corrections officer checking me in. You had inmates checking you in. So the inmates are looking at your file. So if you're a snitch, it's gonna be in your jacket. And now you're gonna have a target on your back. This is why I say they go, if they want to test something, they go straight to the projects. If you ever think about, is that, have you ever seen a black person own a dispensary? And if they do, it's very, very rare. They will make it hard than a white person. And I'm not preaching no hate. All I'm telling you is you got to wake up what's going on around you. You have to look at certain situations and weigh them out. Now, by you being a bootlicker, is that going to get you to your next level? No, it's going to keep you. Why you think? Let's look at it. Trump got all these dummies around him, and he got black person over the urban black urban housing, like he had Ben Carson, who was a head doctor, not, and he did that is because Trump still can control what he's going to do. But he's going to have Ben Carson them to take the fall what he's going to do to the black community. And look at it. They just put a new hospital over Southeast. I saw on TikTok and I saw all that the hospital is worse than the other greatest Southeast hospital. You can't go there in Georgetown. Why? Let's look at it. You got some white folks working in some of these project hospitals. Then you got a lot majority black folks, but you got a few white folks because you know why? They paid this white person more than they paying the other nurse to come and risk their life. You think that they're gonna pay? Let's just look at it. Do you think a black person go down to Georgetown and they got 20 years of experience and say that, hey, we're gonna pay you $60,000, but yet they're paying Sue 95,000 dollars a year? And you up for a promotion, but they will promote Sue because they don't want you to have the position. Do you understand that they hate us, but they steal everything we do? They steal everything that we do. We can't have nothing unless they taking it. Like Boots, I saw a TikTok with Boots on the ground, and TikTok they ban. They look at your if you're black, they're gonna look at your profile and see that hey, we're gonna block him. And I said, this is what I said, and not even 5 seconds later, they blocked me. I said that looked like a bunch of unseasoned chicken in that room doing boots on the ground. And they blocked it. They blocked the comment. So I fought it. They finally let it go. But we cannot say nothing. They trying to take away our freedom of speech. Because they take away your freedom of speech, that means they can control you. This is why Trump is taking away all the black history. He's not doing it for us. He's doing it for the next generation that's coming down. So they won't learn their history. So they won't know anything about slavery. They won't know anything about racism. They won't know if they get treated bad. They think it's normal. This is why I keep telling people, he's taking the slack for the stuff he's doing now, but he's looking at 5 to 10 years down the line. This is why he's doing the stuff. He's taking the heat for it. He's definitely going to take the heat for it. But he know his time is limited. So he set his policy in place. Why? Just look at it. You got Pam Bundy. You got all these young people that's in these positions. And you got Patel, who's dumber than a brick. They taking this administration for a joke. They not taking it serious. They come in to rob the people, get all the money, and ride off in the sunset. Trump know he can't run again, but he's throwing it out there to people because he know he's gonna have people rally around him and say we want Trump to be third term. But he knows the Constitution says he can't run a third time. And to the parents, sit down with your children. Steady them keep saying, I know my rights, I know my rights. Why you pull me over? Why you pull me over? I know my rights. I know my rights. And you ask them, what is your rights? I don't know, but I know 'em. Parents, steady you rent cars for your kids. Teach them the Constitution so they can back up what they saying if the police pull them over wrong or they getting singled out. And tell them, you learn this. And you notice in school, they're not teaching our kids nothing. This is why they passing these kids they can't even count to 10. If you ask 9 times out of 10, you ask a child how to spell 10, man, don't keep asking me no dumb question like that. I saw something on TikTok where a guy asked him to spell orange. Orange. He gonna ask the fruit or the word. And everybody looked at him and they was like, are you serious? They was like, are you serious right now? You can't be serious, man. And they started laughing at him and he catches an attitude. This is what I say. We started being on social media from 7 a.m. all the way up to midnight. We can do all this, but what are you doing when all this stuff runs out? What is your backup plan? What is your goal? You thinking that everybody wants to be a rapper. Everybody looks the same. It's no difference between nobody. All these kids are walking around in zombie land, walking around with nappy hair. You might as well just go ahead and put them on a plantation. You might as well because at the end of the day, that's why they walking around. I mean, they just wake up twisting their hair up. Half of them don't even know how to wash their face. Half of them don't even know how to brush their teeth. You would think they swallow a thing of butter or they done digest the sun. But their teeth be yellow. Half of them don't even know what a washcloth is. But they can tell you the latest drill song. They can tell you everything that's going on, but they can't tell you about their hygiene. And women, mothers, instead of you teaching your daughter how to be a prostitute or a young whore, wearing booty shorts, wearing a small tank top, instead of you teaching your daughter how to be a whore, teach her how to wash herself properly. Teach her how to wash herself to where that she thinks she's clean, but she's really not clean. Now, let's say this. You got, I remember when I was in school, and you can tell this young lady didn't wash because she left a trail of strong odor when she walked past you, or she sat in a seat. You got parents of today that's not teaching their kids how to wash their vagina. Hmm. I said it. Yeah. But yet you can go get tattoos. You can do all this stuff. Come on, girl, let's go get a tattoo. That's why these kids of today don't respect parents. These kids are going to fail. Why? It's because don't put that in the universe. You don't know what you're talking about. These young kids are going to fail because they don't know the basic of life. They don't understand the basic of life. They think and open their legs up. That's how they're gonna keep a man. Because why? They seen their mama being a whore, and she has a Jezebel spirit on her, and now you to transcend it to your daughter. So your daughter watch you bring different men. This is my boyfriend. And here it is, the boyfriend touching your daughter or your son. But yet you got women out here that would do that. They would love that dude more than they love their own children. You got young women out here got booty shorts on, and look at my camel toe. Look at my camel toe. Can you spell it? Spell it for me. I bet. Look, I bet it's somebody. I said, can you spell a word? And I had $100 on the table. You know, this person got mad with me. I'm not trying to put them in shame. It's just that our kids are not getting the basics, man. The school is failing our black children. They're not teaching. I remember when I came up, you had teachers really care about their student. If a student having a problem with their multiplication or long division or algebra or short division, they would show them, look, stay after school, and I would teach you. We'll make it fun so you can understand. Because I was the one that used to struggle with long division. I couldn't get the hang of the long division to save my life. But my teacher, Rita Young, she showed me this is how you do it. You got to do it this way. And then I got the hang of it. And it started getting fun. Now it started, okay, cool. When a test came around, I might not got an A, I probably got a B or a C. But it made fun. Now these kids don't even know one plus one. They don't even know how to use a ruler to measure something. They know how to use a scale, but they don't know how to use the basic, a ruler to measure something. Parents of today are failing our children, and then they blame society for their faults. Like you got parents who are just sending their little kids off to school because they want to why? They want to smoke, they want to look at TV, they want to screw, and they want to have fun before the kid get home. This is what's going on now. And our kids, you see it every day in society. Our kids are becoming dumber and dumber and dumber, and the parents is right there with them. Look at our young women of today. They having babies more than the adults are. They are opening their legs quicker than a grasshopper can hop on grass. This is why I'm saying. We can't keep failing our kids because why? They supposed to be our future. Look at Whitney Houston sung a song. She sung this song. I believe the children are our future. But are we gonna have a future? Because our kids are listening to drill music. Are they gonna take when I get old? Are they gonna take my social security check? Are they gonna beat me? Look at our young kids. I saw so I think it was on IG where a young kid, she had to be no more than 22, 23. She was in nursing. She was beating this man. This is crazy. They do stuff without having consequences behind it. They don't think. Like in prison, these young kids are going to jail quicker than ever. And then when they get in prison, so when I was in there, I seen the strongest dude lifting weights, pumping iron, doing 1,000 push-ups, doing sit-ups. But yet, when the lights go out, somebody banging his booty hole. Somebody banging his booty hole. All you hear is mm, 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 mm. And our young kids don't have a chance because the system is locking our young kids up at an early age. At 16. I remember you 16 years old, you go down Oak Hill or Sino. These young kids of today are committing crimes after crime. And half of them look up to FGB Duck, King Von, Dirt. All this is drill music, sliding on your ops. Now, they think dying is a badge of honor now. They think that is something that's a badge of honor to die young. They want to die young. That makes them like they're a hero. Look at our kids of today. Our young kids are dying by the dozens, and their parents have not got no insurance. If for example, if my son, I know my son in the streets, I'm putting life insurance on him because I'm not going to be on Facebook, IG, TikTok, none of these social medias begging and saying, "Can you donate so I can send my son off properly?" Who fault is that? Who fault is that? Is the parent fault or society fault? Because somebody got to take accountability. And now you want to wear his name on a T-shirt, his face on a T-shirt. Some of these kids come from good homes. Let's let's look at it like this. You got some decent parents out here, but you can't control your child once they become 17 to 18. You won't be living with me. If you want to be in the streets, you're not living with me. That's just I love you, but you're not going to live in my house because I'm older. You're not going to bring that kind of drama into my house. Dudes come by doing drive-bys and shoot at my house. You got to go. But I will put insurance on you. You never got to worry about that. Go out there in the streets, and I'm not going to share a tip for you. You have to understand, parents, take accountability for your children. You cannot allow your children, go out here, be in the streets, doing all this stuff in the streets, and then come home and lay on your couch. Mom, what we got to eat? Come in here with a Pusaiski mask on. You in the house and you walking around with a Pusaiski mask on in the house, walking around with a hoodie on your head. And the parents go along with this. They blasting the music and not in my house. What? No, you're not gonna be blasting the music in my house. You can get out. Parents, stand up to your children. You have to make a stance. Because not these kids will run over you. They will take advantage of you. They will make you lose your mind, or they put you in the grave and they still gonna get worse by the second because now they're gonna use your death as an excuse for them to take their anger out on somebody else. Man, I just lost my mama. But you don't tell people why your mama or your daddy in the grave because your daddy and mama wanted you to come out of the streets, but you felt like being in the streets is the thing to be. You want to get recognition from the streets. You want to get a reputation, but yet you can't even spell reputation. Look at our young kids of today. They have no care. A lot of them keep the precisely mask, but a lot of them brush stink. That's just the truth of it. Our young kids, especially in the black community, we go all out for kids' proms. Have you sat back and asked your child, hey son, I saw an episode on Good Times, and this is happening. I saw an episode on Good Times where JJ, I think JJ was in 11th grade, and they were trying to promote JJ to the 12th grade. And JJ didn't know his history, how how World War II came. I think it was World War II. I think it was. And he couldn't have the answer. So James in Florida goes down to the school and saying, our son don't even know about basic history. And the principal told them straight to their face, oh, we got to have a certain amount to keep our funding for our school. We have to have a certain amount of kids graduating. And this is happening in real time. I see a lot of kids of today, all they worried about is looking good. Have I ain't even gonna say smelling good. Half of them will have on fancy clothes. I'm gonna tell you, half of them will have designer clothes on. Half of them will go down to Chinatown, go to Anacostia, go to is it Minnesota Avenue, Alabama Avenue, um, Eastover, and a lot of these young kids are sleeping on the curb, on the bench, or just sleeping, standing up because some of the parents say, you're not going to bring that in my house. You have to take a stance. You have to take a stance on this is your house. You have to have structure, even though you may not come from structure, but that's your household where you can put structure. Our kids don't have a foundation. If they do have a foundation, it has so many cracks in it to where every time you walk, you're tripping. And what I mean by that, I mean this is the foundation here, the brain. The brain is the foundation. And a lot of parents have not graduated out of high school. A lot of parents have not graduated junior high school. Because why? Half of them got pregnant, half of them dropped out because they were being disobedient, half of them got put out at an early age because they want to buck at their grandmother. Most when I was coming up, most kids live with their grandmother. Very rare they live with their mom and dad. But most kids grew up with their grandma and grandpa. Like I grew up with my grandmother. And my grandmother told me and my sisters, she said, if you do not graduate, you might well come here and pack your clothes up because you're not going to stay in my house. I don't care where you go, you're not going to stay in my house. She meant that. And we made sure that we graduated because we needed a place to stay. She told us. And it's no structure because my grandma would tell us she would open the door from 7 to 9. If she would tell you throughout the time you keep running in and out, she would tell you, Ronnie, if you're not in here by 9 o'clock when I lock my door, I'm not getting up. So you better stay out there because you're not getting here until in the morning. So what I did was, thinking I'm grown, I would go get a crackhead and get me a hotel to stay up in Silver Spring Days Inn. That used to be the spot back in the days. Hmm, hmm. But I knew she meant business. I knew, like y'all said, she stood 10 toes down. She had structure in her house. You're not going to have come in her house. I used to blast my music because I used to buy my little instruments from crackheads when they used to sell the stereos and the TV. I used to blast my music. She would bust in the room because she said, this is my house. Turn the music down or get out. And I turn it down. because I knew she was serious. It's no more fear in the households no more. Just like there's no more fear in the churches. It's the fear is gone out the window. Now the parents feel they fear the child that they birth. How is that? How can you be fearful of a child that you birthed? You set up here and almost gave your life 9 months. You could have had hemorrhage by giving birth to a devil, to, to Lucifer's son. And a lot of these kids are growing up with daddy issues. A lot of them are growing up with daddy issues to a point to where they don't know if they're going or coming. This is why they keep constantly meeting these no good Negroes. This is why they keep meeting and having babies, babies after baby by a bunch. And you sit up here and celebrate. This just my baby daddy. That's just my baby daddy. And you proud to call a bum your baby daddy, and all he want to do is just bust a nut and keep it going. But here it is, you put this no good rascal on a pedestal, yet he keep beating you every night. This is what they see in the household. This is why these men of today can beat women without a conscience, because the daddies are not in their homes. Because the why? The daddy want to run the streets, spread his seed all over the United States, and now he want to say that he's a daddy when it's convenient, or that child makes something out of itself. Now he want to come around like a roach that's looking for water and drink the water and make it seem like he's been in his child life the whole time, and this child got mama and daddy issue, because I'm one of them that has mama issues. And I'm not the one to say that I will hide that. One thing you got to be is honest with yourself. You have to be honest with who you are. You can perpetrate, you can do whatever you want to do in front of people, but when you go home, look at yourself in the mirror. Some of y'all go home and cry every night, hugging your pillow because you put on an act for other people and you're not happy with yourself. I have mama issues. Why? Because my mother left me and my sisters when we was young. That don't mean I hate my mother. That's between her and God. I've been forgave my mother, but the damage is already done. I don't know how to be a compassion to a woman. I don't know how to show affection to a woman. The way I was raised, because the streets show me, when you buy a woman something, that's showing your affection. Or I'm a type of person, if I touch you, that's showing my affection to you. And this is why I lost a lot of good women in my life. I lost a lot of good women because of my mama issues. And the thing about it is, some of our children of today are suffering. This is why they don't talk about suicide among our young kids of today. Our young kids are killing themselves at a rapid state, and nobody's talking about it. Nobody's even bringing it up. And the thing about it is, you have to understand is that our children of today, they need some type of security, some type of hug, or telling them, I love you. This is why these young women of today keep picking these bad dudes, because nobody never told them that they love them. Mama tell them how to get on welfare, show them how to fill the paperwork out, show them how to do this, but they never tell them, I love you. I can be honest with me. And we all, as Americans, everybody on this earth has issue with themselves. And I can say, I got mama issues, and I'm up in my age, still got mama issues. You have to be real who you are. You cannot perpetrate. It's going to show eventually. It's going to show who you are. So this is why the young women of today got daddy issues. This is why they come in with the insecurities in the relationship. Let me check your phone. Why you got your phone off? Why you got your phone flipped over? Why you turn your what you call it? Why you turn your GPS off? Now their insecurity has overshadowed them, and they turn around and lose a good guy. because of their daddy issues. You have to be honest with you. You have to. You cannot say that you know you and you love you. If you love you, you want to treat yourself the way you do. You got kids that are young are drinking at 7, 8 years old. You got young kids that own drugs, young, like my sister. Because of what we went through, my sister was on drugs and alcohol by the age of 11. If we went through that, what do you think these young kids of today is going through? And they feel that nobody is listening. Nobody cares. Nobody understands them because why? The world has become so selfish, it only worries about itself. It only worries about what it's going to do to benefit them. And our young kids are dying. Have you ever sit down with a young child? Just sit down with your child and ask your child, um, do you think me as a parent, I'm here to satisfy your needs as far as I'm not paying attention to you, or I'm being assertive to you, or I'm being, what is it? I need you to open up to me. I'm giving you the door to express yourself. You have to let kids of today express themselves because a lot of them are holding a lot of anger in. A lot of them are holding, they are frustrated. And they feel that if I have a child, they release some of the stress, but they only don't realize they mess up their life. And they gotta realize once that dude drop his seed off, you gotta take care of that child by yourself. And then you gotta chase them down. Kiana needs some Borax. Kiana needs some Pampers. Kiana needs some wipes. Champagne needs her hair done. Remy needs some shoes. And they feel that once they get their own child, now they come in competition with their parents. I'm gonna raise my child better than you raised me. And I just want to throw this out there. Do not jump out a window knowing that somebody will walk through that door for you. And this goes for family, friends, children, husband, wife, goes for anybody. Do not jump through a window knowing that somebody will not walk through that door for you. Because you have to look at it. Ask yourself, if I jump out this window for this person, are they worth it? Are they to a point to where that I can do this for them because I know they'll do it for me? You got people from the sandbox are killing each other, are hating on each other because one made somebody self and one didn't. Now it becomes a battle. Now it becomes jealousy, strife, envy, hatred. Because one person decided, man, I don't want to be in those streets. I want to have a career. I want to make something out of myself. This is why our young kids of today are hurting because they got the parents that's in their 30s or in the clubs. Come out of them clubs. Put that weed down. Put that hookah bar down. Put that stuff down and focus on your child. Your child is hurting, but yet you're so busy being in the club. Sit down with your children. Just have a conversation with your child. And that child will open up and tell you, Mommy, I feel this way, Daddy, I feel this way. But yet, we so busy worrying about ourselves and our children are dying. Well, I want to say thank you, and I appreciate you guys coming in. Like I said, I'm not big on views. I mean, if you come in, you come in. You don't. But I'm doing this because God forbid if I pass away, at least somebody will bump up on this and listen to it. I don't care about no views. I care about just getting the message out and having people love themselves. If nobody told you that they love you, tell yourself that. Look in the mirror and tell you that I love you, and stop doing better things to show yourself that you love you. Stop getting tattoos because tattoos only hide the scars that you are having. So I want to say thank you. I want to say peace be.